This morning, Birmingham is the next stop on a 19-city tour to redefine morality in American politics. What's being called a moral revival service is this evening at New Pilgrim Baptist Church, and one of the architects of this Moral Monday movement is Reverend William Barber, and we thank you so much for joining us. Let's take a look at the political landscape right now in this country. You know, Donald Trump is under criticism for insults and foul language. Hillary Clinton is being criticized for not doing enough to address some of the issues of the poor. What's your take on the moral compass of the presidential race?
Well, that's one of the things that we need to have a moral higher ground. We need to raise the conversation both at the presidential level and at the state level. Think about where we are 50 years after the Voting Rights Act. We have less voting rights today than protection than we had 50 years ago. That's a moral crisis. You got 900,000 poor people in Alabama, 400,000 white, nearly 300,000 black, and yet you have legislators and governors here who refuse to raise the living wage, who refuse health care, Medicaid expansion for 300,000 people. That's a moral crisis. We, in a country where we sing, God bless America, God shed his grace on us, we are not showing grace to immigrants and grace to the LGBT community. We need a new conversation.
I know that in some of the other moral or some of the rallies there have been demonstrations, there have been sit-ins and things of that nature. Do you think it's going to call for that here in Alabama?
It's going to call for that across the nation, because if we look at what we're discussing now and how much anger was out there and hate, we need to lift up love and justice. So this revival is calling people to action. We're calling people to sign a moral declaration that will go to every presidential candidate, every governor candidate, every senatorial candidate. But in September, we're going to have direct action in 20-some states.
Well, quickly, Reverend, tell us about this moral declaration. What are some of the key points of it?
Well, what we believe is a true moral agenda rooted in our deepest religious faith would be about economics, poverty, education, equality for every child, health care, criminal justice reform, and protecting and expanding voting rights, LGBT rights, immigrant rights, workers' rights, and never giving up on equal protection under the law. They can go to find this out at repairersofthebreach.org, repairersofthebreach.org. Click on it and join us. Thousands of people are signing this higher ground moral declaration and say, let's raise the level of our conversation in this political season.
So it's a movement going on.
It's a movement. It's a movement. And tonight we'll have an ecumenical revival. Jews, Christians, Muslims, people of all different faiths or different colors will meet at New Pilgrim Baptist Church. We're traveling now to 20-some states, actually.
You've upped the number.
We've upped the number because people keep saying it's time. We got to get away from left and right, conservative versus liberal. Let's talk about the moral high ground.
All right, Reverend Barber, thanks so much for coming by. The National Moral Revival Tour is at New Pilgrim Baptist Church on Goldwire Place Southwest. It's from 6:30 to 8:30 tonight. Now, what's next? The CBS 42 Morning News Morning Rush, the stories you need to know about before you head out the door.